Very good morning to all the students of class 7. How are you all, dear students? I hope you people are fine. Dear students, the sentence of the day is, any person can make you realize how wonderful the world is, but very few will make you realize how wonderful you are in the world. So care for those few people. I repeat the sentence of the day. Any person can make you realize how wonderful the world is, but a very few will make you realize how wonderful you are in the world. Please do care for those people. We were doing the Mughal Empire, in which we had done that who were the disciples of the Mughal dynasty. Starting up from the Mughals were the descendants of two great linkages of rulers. From mother side they were from Genghis Khan, and from father side Temur. Temur then succeeded with Miran Shah. Then after Miran Shah was the Sultan Mahmud, then the Abu Sultan Abu Sayyid, then the Sheikh Mirza, then the founder of the Mughal dynasty, that was the Babur. But Genghis Khan ruled over Mongol, China, Tibet and Central Asia, whereas the Temur ruled on Iraq, Iran and modern day Turkey. But the Mughals did not want any linkage with their mother's side, because Genghis Khan was very cruel ruler, and he killed lots and lots of people. So they did not wanted to have any linkage with Genghis Khan. So Babur, the founder of the Mughal dynasty, he was from 1526 to 1530. Was the first Mughal emperor who he came to Delhi after defeating Ibrahim Lodi at the Panipat in 1526. From the later half of the 16th century, the Mughal expanded their kingdom from Agra to Delhi until the 17th century. Agra से दिल्ली तक extend कर दिया 17th century तक. By controlling nearly all the subcontinents, सारे subcontinents को उन्होंने धीरे धीरे control में ले लिया था. The legacy left by them stands unparalleled. Now, who were the Mughals? That we have already discussed. The Mughals were the disciples, and the Red Fort in Delhi, you might have seen. Its picture is also there in your book, NCERT book, that is page number 45, where you can see the Mughals used to stay over there. Now, coming up to how was the first came the Babur. Babur. Babur rule was from 1526 to 1530. Then came the Humayun. His rule was from 1530 till 1540. Humayun. In between this came the Sher Shah Suri. Sher Shah Suri came for a bit. Then again Babur came back. Humayun came back in 1555 till 1556. After Humayun came Akbar, and his rule was from 1556 till 1605. After Akbar came Jahangir. His rule was from 1605 till 1627. After Jahangir came the Shah Jahan. And his rule was from 1627 till 1658. Then the last ruler was the Aurangzeb, and his rule was from 1658 till 1707. So Babur, then Humayun, in between came for few years Sher Shah Suri, then Akbar, then Jahangir, then Shah Jahan, and then Aurangzeb. This is how the Mughal dynasty was. Now coming up to the Mughal military campaigning. Babur, the first ruler of empire, captured Delhi in 1526 by defeating Ibrahim Lodi in the Battle of Panipat. Humayun captured Delhi back in 1555. उसके बाद अकबर captured Chittor in 1568 and Ranthambore in 1569. Then Gujarat, Bihar, Bengal, Kashmir, etc. in 1585 till 1605. Jahangir took campaign against Sikh and Ahois. जहांगीर ने अगेंस्ट करा सिख रिलीजन के और अहोइस के, अहोम्स के, और शाहजहां कैप्चर्ड अहमदनगर एंड बीजापुर. औरंगजेब waged a long battle in the Deccan. डेक्कन में एक लॉन्ग बैटल की औरंगजेब ने. This was the military campaign. Now coming up to the Mughal tradition and tradition of succession. The Mughal did not believe in the rule of primogeniture. Primogeniture means कि eldest son को दे दिया जाए throne. तो they were against that. Were the eldest son inheriting his father's, पूरा जो फादर का जो स्टेट है वो कैप्चर करेगा eldest son. So they were against that. They followed the custom of inheriting on the division, कि मतलब डिवाइड कर दिया जाए amongst all the sons. सब sons के बीच में जो प्रॉपर्टी है वो डिवाइड होनी चाहिए. It shouldn't be like the eldest son ही पूरा लेगा फादर की प्रॉपर्टी या टेक केयर करेगा तो बाकी कहाँ जाएंगे बच्चे. Mughal relationships with the rulers. The Mughals ruled campaigns constantly against rule who refused to accept their authorities. But by the Mughals became powerful, many other rulers also joined them voluntarily. मतलब और rulers ने भी उनकी को join किया voluntarily. Voluntarily means कि when I myself say that I want to join you, volunteer with you for this campaign. The Rajput served the Mughals voluntarily. Rajputs voluntarily देखते थे Mughals को. Mughals gave mansab and jagirs which helped them to expand their territories. The main source of income available to Mughal rulers was tax on the product of the, जो भी टैक्स पीजेंट्स के से होता था उस टैक्स से इन लोगों का काम चलता था. Now coming up to Akbar's policy. Sorry. Akbar's works are found in the books. अकबर के काम तो हमें बुक्स में दिखते ही हैं. अकबरनामा written by Abul Fazl. Abul Fazl ने लिखी थी ये. Akbar divided his kingdom into provinces called Sabas, governed by the Subedar, जो कि सूबेदार से सबास बोलते थे और इसको देखा जाता था, गवर्न किया जाता था सभा को सूबेदार से. सबास होती थी और इसको देखते थे सूबेदार. Now Akbar's nobles commanded large armies and had access to large amount of revenues. He was access to large amount of revenues. While Akbar was in Fatehpur Sikri, he started a discussion on religion with the Brahmins, Jews, and Alomias, and who were Roman Catholics थे जिसके बाद अकबर ने डिस्कशन शुरू किया regarding the religion. The discussion took place in the Abadat Khana. Abadat Khana is the place जहाँ पर इनकी डिस्कशन होती थी. Abadat Khana. It led Akbar to the idea of Sulh-e-Khul or universal peace. Sulh-e-Khul means universal peace. S-U-I-L, Sulh-e-Khul. That means universal peace. Shah Jahan and Jahangir also followed this principle. शाहजहां और जहांगीर ने भी फॉलो किया इस प्रिंसिपल को. Akbar realized those religion scholars emphasized rituals and dogmas were often bigots. They always उसको अकबर को रियलाइज हुआ कि ये जो रिलीजियस स्कॉलर्स है ये एम्फेसाइज करते हैं रिचुअल्स को कि नहीं हाँ ये ही करना है फॉलो करना है. तो he was against them. Abu Fazl, one of the Akbar's friend and countries, wrote a 3-volume history of Akbar's region titles Akbarnama. अकबरनामा लिखी थी ना, बताया था आपको कि अकबरनामा लिखी है अबू फैजल ने. अबू फैजल ने फिर 3 वॉल्यूम बुक लिखी है जिसका की नाम था अकबरनामा. Now the Mughal Empire in the 17th and after. The administration and military efficiency of the Mughal empires led to great economic and commercial prosperities. The Mughal emperors and their massiveness spread a great deal of their income or salary and goods. Mansabads received their salaries as revenues assignments called Jagirs. The main source of income of Mughal rulers was the taxes received on the products of the peasants. जो products peasants करते थे उस products पे ही जो वो भी उगाते थे peasants या sale करते थे वो ही इनके taxes का था. Now Dogman, in your book only it is written, a statement or an interpretation declared as authoritarian with the expansion that it would be followed without questioning. बिना question किए follow करने को कहते हैं dogman, D-O-G-M-A, dogma. जो कि जिसको कि अगेंस्ट था अकबर की इसके डोगमा के बिल्कुल अगेंस्ट था. The primary product however lived in poverty. जो बेचारे जो प्राइमरी प्रोड्यूसर्स थे वो हमेशा रहते थे पॉवर्टी में क्योंकि इतना ग्रोथ हो नहीं पाती थी चीज़ों की और ग्रोथ नहीं हो पाती थी तो ये लोग टैक्सेस कैसे देंगे और टैक्सेस नहीं देंगे तो ये मुगल्स परेशान करते थे. They needed the taxes से ही वो सैलरीज पे करते थे. So, by the end of the 17th century, the authorities of the Mughal Empire declared, which gave rise to many independent provinces like Hyderabad and Awadh. हैदराबाद और अवध जैसे प्रिंसली स्टेट्स जो है वो आ गए इन 17th end of the 17th century. The Mughal were great rulers. They created a huge empire from the later half of the 16th century. They expanded their kingdoms from Agra to Delhi until the 17th century. They controlled nearly all the subcontinents. The Mughals, we had already done, are the descendants of Taimurs and Genghis Khan. On that note, I complete this chapter over here only. We'll be taking further in next video.